Well, here at ICS, I think it's important that we encourage kids to become the best people they can, to use all the gifts and talents that God gave them, and to use those gifts and talents to the fullest. So we try to stretch them and encourage them to always set high standards for themselves, for character building, for behavior-wise, as well as academically. And here at the middle school, we middle school teachers are thinking about preparing our kids, our students, for high school. You know, what comes next, and making sure they're armed with all those skills that they need to do well, to become the best disciples of Christ, right? To make good choices that they're proud of, and always be growing as a person. So we have those expectations, and we set the bar high.
We have several different forms of interventions here at school. We have volunteers. We have one lady who's come here for several years every day for just about an hour, and she helps with it, primary teachers. We have a special ed teacher who's called an intervention specialist. She works with students who are on IEPs or individualized education programs. We have a Title I teacher who works with students daily in small groups, and she does support services like a relearning or reteaching of reading and some other, sight words, different things like that she works with in the primary grades. And I'm a speech language pathologist, and I work with students who have language issues, articulation, pragmatic issues, fluency. And when I have extra time, if I do, I go into the classrooms and help with whatever a teacher might need extra help with students in need.
The education of the students is so important, and the experience of the teachers. They know just how to handle the kids and get the best from them. I've had 20 years of teaching. This is my first year here, and I was really impressed when the teachers welcomed me, and they were so kind and took their time at any moment to show me the management of the classroom in the building and how things are done here at ICS, and it really does make for a really nice atmosphere. They're very supportive and nurturing and helping our students grow to be really good people as well.
I think small class sizes are important. It gives you more flexibility to work with the students' needs. It gives them individualized attention if needed. You're not in a class of 25 where you're not able to kind of group them in their abilities. You get more participation in smaller group sizes, better outcomes, and you become more like a family.
Family atmosphere, it's so important to the cohesiveness in a school. And the reason for that is I think we want the kids to feel safe, we want them to feel comfortable, and so when you think of family, that's what you think of, a place where you can feel safe, where you can be yourself, where you can express yourself, and nobody's going to criticize you for it. We know that we all get along. We've been with each other for years. Most of the kids here have been here from like preschool all the way up to 8th grade. So they've been together for so long, sharing their faith, sharing experiences, going on trips together. So I think it makes them feel, it's very comforting to have that in a school setting, because you don't usually see that. Another thing we do, which is kind of cool, is we have family groups. So the students meet about once a month with their family group. So a teacher will have 2 students about per grade level, and we'll all meet once a month. We'll do a craft together. We go to retreat at the shrine together, and so it's like younger kids interacting with older kids, and I think that helps too, because it helps the little students see the older kids in the hallway, and they wave to them, and so that's kind of a cool thing too. It teaches the older kids responsibility, setting good examples for the younger students. So I think when you have that broad of an age group, it's a good thing for both older kids and younger kids.
I feel like we have some great field trips that we do this year, or do any year. 3rd grade goes to Seneca Caverns. 1st grade, I think they go back to the wild. Different grades have different things throughout the state of Ohio. We have 3 different grades that have taken turns going to camps, and they've done overnight camps. One's been at Mohican, another one in Berea, and another one in Mount Goyet. And the kids learn so much about just the environment and what it's like to go to camp. For 7th and 8th grade, I help plan the Washington, D.C. trip. And we go to Gettysburg first, and then we go to Washington, D.C. We go to Mount Vernon. We do all the memorials and monuments. We do the museums, the Smithsonian, the natural history, the American history, and then we go to Dulles Air Force Airport, and we do Air and Space Museum. That trip alone is amazing, and I think kids get to learn so much about themselves, about teachers at a different level on this trip, and being able to be ready for high school when it's time.
Well, discipline is more than a description of behavior. We live in a chaotic and ever-changing world, and so it's important for our students to learn that self-discipline is one of the key ingredients to success. So Mark Twain said that discipline teaches us to live through principle and not through desire. Kobe Bryant says great things happen when it comes from hard work, perseverance, no excuses. And Jesus Christ said, if you want to be my disciple, take up your cross and follow me. And he is our exemplar for a life well lived and lived to the fullest. And that is what we so want for our students at ICS.
Immaculate Conception is a school that operates on the principles of our Catholic faith. In addition to learning about our faith in the classroom, a lot of our students are able to be formed and encouraged to actively live out these Catholic principles that they learn a lot about in our classrooms. So within the classroom, they experience a lot of sacramental preparation for the different Catholic sacraments that our students will be receiving over the course of their life, but also developing regular habits of prayer as classes, as a full school. And then outside of the classroom, they have a lot of other opportunities to engage their faith actively. This includes Mass, daily Mass every week at least, sometimes multiple times during the week for holy days and such. But also they're able to take time every first Friday of the month to have time for Eucharistic adoration and reflection with our Lord in the Eucharist, which is so important and crucial to our Catholic faith. And with that, of course, there are so many other devotional practices, stations of the cross, spiritual retreats, and opportunities for private prayer around our campus, which we, of course, encourage to bring home with them to their families. And it's really just about giving our students the tools and opportunities to engage their community as Christian disciples, not only here in our parish community, but in all of Bellevue and wherever their life may take them in the future.